Uh-huh. New base. Oh. Going with double gates, huh? Okay. somebody's already been through everything. Any good gear is already gone. So normally, just FYI, if you don't know, the Christmas trees would normally have gift boxes around them, and you don't know what's in them, and you open them up and there's different things inside, weapons and various bits and pieces. What we did get here is we got a couple of bits of plastic, which is pretty good. They're pretty good at wrecking bases, which is good because we have one detonator. I don't know, you can't pair with two, but I think if you put one alongside another one, the first one going off will set the other one off, much in the same way as you would expect with an explosive. So that's pretty good if we run across a simple base, but I don't think two is enough to blow a base. I think you need, well, more than two is the short answer. I don't know how much you need, but I think you need more than two. So someone's been up this way and opened those boxes, but I don't know how long ago. I don't know how persistent those things are. It might just be from like the last restart, which could be like 4 hours ago, you know. More plastic. Picked up more gift boxes and brought them up here, eh? Wow, we've got lots of plastic. We have oh my word, more plastic. I've got more plastic than I know how to carry, to be honest. I've got nails as well. Let's do this with the door shut. These party tents? A whole ring of party tents set up. Nice. Oh, nice. Someone's hiding gear, huh? I'll take that, and I'll take that, I'll take that. Oh, and can I take that? Tundra, blimey. I was just making a stash. So now that I've found someone else's stash, I'm gonna make a stash with some of their stash. I mean, it's not a bad place to try and hide it, but yeah, maybe could do better. So there you go, sitting in a bush. What a find! What a lucky find! I was just I mean, we've got all these explosives and all these grenades. I think we could go back to Potter Kubiak and have a good go at that, because I think if we could possibly build a watchtower over the front bit, all we need is wire and a pair of pliers. You can do the gate trick, and you can make a gate to get out. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've got a lot. I don't know if that's enough to blow. It's a steel-fronted gate. There's a bit of argument about whether there's a difference between the integrity of a steel-fronted gate and a wood gate, as I've said before. But that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. 6 plastic and 4 grenades is going to make a mess. So I'm inclined to say, what do we have to do to make this happen? Probably not a lot. We have rope. Let me just sort this inventory stuff out. I'm probably just going to move. I don't want to give away the position of my stash. So might just truck on over here to these bushes instead. So we have, or we did have rope. I hope I still have it. Yeah, we still have rope. Let's have a bite to eat because we're feeling a bit peckish. So we have rope and we have a hatchet. So we can make a watchtower kit. We got a hatchet, we got sharpening stone, we have a saw, we have nails. So we can make a watchtower. We need something to dig the stuff in place with. So a hoe or you know, something of that nature to obviously dig the posts in place. And then we're over the top. So that's all pretty good. So I think there's a possibility that we might find all of that up here in Gieraltow. So I think what we need to do is we need to get together a couple of bits and pieces in terms of a watchtower building kit, a battery for this starlight scope. I mean, this is just ridiculous. The fact that I have a starlight scope on my crossbow. I can't see anything in the daytime. But there you go. Anyway, maybe we'll find a gun that can take a starlight scope. Obviously a Tundra, isn't it? M16 or something probably. Yeah, so look, we'll do that. We'll hang around. We'll try and sort out this inventory, which is a bit of a nuisance. These bolts are always a nuisance. And we will get some stuff together, and then what we might do is we might pack up all of our what is now our base raiding gear and head down to or head back to Potter Kubiak and see if we can't raid that little base there, because that was, you know, that was what we were here to do, is build bases and raid bases. We've had a crack at the base building side of things, and you know, with limited success. I mean, we built bases. Some of the bases got raided, but you know, we still built bases, which is fine. So we built bases, and we've found people's stash sitting in a bush, which is that raiding a base? Hard to say. So yeah, so look, what I'll do is I will go and gather some stuff together, and hopefully when I've got that together, I will call you back, or if anything magical or tragical happens in the meantime. So I'll see you soon. Ta-ta. What is going on? There's a party going on up the road. I'm very, very confused.
This is DayZ.
Oh Uh-oh, someone set off the...
Hello, my name is Mirek Manina. I joined the DayZ team in 2014 as a lead gameplay programmer, and I'm ready for your questions.
What went wrong? Nothing really.
A lot of the players actually made great report. They could work in QA, no questions.
Certain performance drops, it can happen that the cars have certain misbehavior with physics.
My name is Filip Duksamsky, but everyone is calling me Fido. I am project lead of the Enfusion engine.
And yes, I still do enjoy making maps in my own free time.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but obviously somebody killed Buddy.
What went wrong? Nothing really.
This is DayZ. This is your story.
That's all from us now. So if you have fond memories of DayZ, call your friends and get lost in Churners again.
Or Livonia. Is this going to keep playing? Is this event they were talking about? How am I supposed to get around without getting shot? I don't know what's going on. This is crazy. They're all partying. All the Zeds are partying. Oh, they've been drawn by the noise. Right, Cura team. Well, you saw the event in the night just as I saw it. I mean, that was just a certain something, right? Anyway, I am heading back up. I haven't found what I'm after. I found a pickaxe, which is good. Not great. A hoe is better because you can sharpen a hoe. But I've got a pickaxe, which is a good start. I didn't find. I found a lot of canned peaches. I have. What have I got? I've got barbed wire, I think, but no pliers. I'm just short of pliers. Pliers is the only thing I need. I've got plenty of. I've got a hacksaw, which is slightly easier to carry than the wood saw, because it does the same job but takes up, I think, 2 less space. Oh, a hoe! I mean, did you just hear me say that? It's also easier to carry. Look at that. So I got me a hoe. I got me a hoe, boy. Pliers. So I got a hoe. We're just short of 1 set of pliers, and that's that. So, hang on a minute. What's up with this guy? Oh, I didn't do that. Oh, this is not good. I'm out in the middle of the open here, and there's a player about. There's gotta be a player about. There's no way he's aggro like that without a player being around. Somebody's been through here upsetting the Zeds. Yeah, so my plan is I'm going to go back to my stash, I'm going to pick up the explosives, I'm going to bury everything else that I absolutely don't need. So many canned goods. Is there, did they do something with canned goods for Christmas? I don't like the fact that I'm heading back here with the possibility of a player being somewhere around me. lots of Zeds over there, that's fine. If they came up here, they're probably following the same trajectory I am. I don't know how desperate they are. Are they going in every building? Because I'm not planning on it. I only need outbuildings, and only for a set of pliers. Anyway, nothing I can do about that. If I get shot at, I get shot at. Yeah, so that's the plan. Not get shot at. The plan is to find some pliers, ideally. Of course, it might not have been a player. I thought that before, and I was like, why is that Zed so upset and everything else, and rah rah rah, and it was a pig. so it doesn't always follow that because you see a Zed that's a bit on the aggro with his doing the old chicken wing with the elbows in the air kind of thing, that that it's another player. I mean, you've probably seen them. They run around having a go at everything. So my stash is up here in the woods up this way. So I don't need to go back into town, which is fine. I need to head over the back of that hill. So I'm going to do that instead. Because there's no point in getting all this gear together and then getting shot, right? Right, and I don't think, honestly, I went through a lot of Gieraltow and I didn't see a pair of pliers. If I was going to pick up a pair of pliers, I would have picked up a pair of pliers, but I didn't see any. So I'm a bit conscious that I don't want to get sick, so I'll just pop another one of these multivits while I'm here, seeing as I'm shivering and whatnot. And seeing as we got so many peaches in a can, let's have a can of peaches. Oh, get out of here! Pair of pliers. Well, you can roll me in flour and bake me a cake. Right. Gotta kind of be on top of it to see it, which is good. That's what we wanted. So, we're all kitted up, ready to go. We're on our way back to Potrzepiec. We have everything we need to tackle the base raid at hand, I think. We're going to see just exactly how much mess we can make with all of these explosives and hand grenades. Right. Jolly good. Hello again. Right, we're here. There is our quarry over there. Let's scooch along here. Just want to have a little think about this before we rush in. And I'm just keeping an eye out to see. You can actually see the steps that lead up into the castle from here, which is quite interesting. It's quite a good vantage point for a sniper, I would say. If you are interested, I am east of the castle. That's the road that runs along the east side, and there's a big field and there's some bushes, and you get, if you're a very good shot, which I'm not, but if you are a very good shot, you get a very, very good view of the steps to the castle, just by the by. So yeah, how are we going to do this? I think because the trickiest bit for me is going to be the watchtower, because we have to build the watchtower to climb over the first wall, which is blocking the bottom of the steps, which is fine, but anything can happen while we're building that. It requires 4 logs pardon me. It requires, I think, 26 planks, 38 nails, something like that, I think, if I recall correctly from my video about building watchtowers. And anything can happen while I'm building that. So that's, you know, and then I'm gonna hop over, and then I'm gonna make a gate out of one of the other walls, and I'm gonna use that to get out so that I don't get trapped in there. And then I'm gonna load up with my explosives and do that. So I think what it essentially means is somewhere down in the woods, down here somewhere, because I don't think people usually come up the east side. If you have a look at the tourist map, the red trail's really down this side, and all of the buildings are down this side, and there's really nothing on the east side. So I would suggest that very few people are going to come down this side, which is fine. So what I then need to do is I need to build myself a little stash, like we did at Gieraltow. And what we need to do is we need to stash some gear, and probably as much of it as we possibly can, so that if we do die, we know where it is. And then we take only what we absolutely need to raid the base, and then whatever we find in there we can load up and go down to our stash and figure out what's what. Right? I mean, that seems to me like that's probably the smartest and sensiblest option that I have. I've got quite a bit of open ground that I've got to cover to get there, which is a bit of a nuisance, because as you've seen, anyone going up there on top has a very clear view of this field and anything in this field. So that would really give away the fact that I'm coming. Even if they were just stood on the steps looking out in this direction, they would see me. And I need to be conscious that I have this thing for chopping down logs and building the watchtower, although I'm not doing a major construction job, you know, so it doesn't need to last forever. It just needs to last enough, and it looks like it will last enough. And everything else can all be stashed, jolly stashed. That's in one condition, so that's pretty good. I'm not going to be making that many planks from it, I don't think. So so that's where we are. That's where we're at. That's what we're going to do. Not going to do it right now, though. I think what we'll do is I'll have a think about that. Maybe see about making my stash and get ready, and then when I have a little bit of time, and I might have to sit and listen to this base and stake it out and see when these people come online, because obviously the last thing I want to do is start building my watchtower, which is kind of noisy, and they log in and they're in the castle, and they come out and go, what the heck's going on out here? Passers-by is passers-by. There's not a whole heck of a lot I can do about that. It's luck of the draw. So yeah, there you go. So I will bring you back in when we are ready to rock and roll. I'll see you soon. Gura team. Strange noises. Gura team, welcome back. So we're here below the castle, and we've had a little bit of luck. I spent a little bit of time prepping and getting all my stuff together to build a watchtower, and it turns out I don't need one. And I'll show you why. They missed a tiny little corner, and I managed to kind of squeeze and wriggle and finagle my way through the corner, and once inside I can make it up the steps. So I figured out how to get up the steps, which means all I need to do is I've loaded up with all of my gear in terms of explosives, and we're going to go up there and we're going to cram everything in front of this door, and we're going to blow it remotely from a distance and see what happens. something very, very loud, I'm sure. That's my explosives being weird. There's my stuff. I was piling up and getting ready. And I figured out I could wriggle through this gap. So I did exactly what I said I was going to do. Made it into a gate. Through here. And we're in. Right, how do we jump. Tired of a safe distance. Crouching. What? Are you kidding me? Why did that not work? Ah, oh, didn't set them off. Only set off the ruined them. Oh well. There you go. I thought that would work. Didn't work. Didn't even damage the gate. Just made that noise. Blew up my grenades and made a lot of noise. Oh, that's a damn shame. Oh well, there you go. You live and learn. I'm sure there was people out there going, nah, that's not going to work. You need to do this, you need to do that. So anyway, we tried and didn't work. Let's get rid of that mushroom. Thank you. Right, okay, well there you go. Lesson learned, I guess. You can't set off multiple plastic explosives with a single detonator, which is a bit of a shame. I thought you could, and you can't, and I don't know why I had that one. Doesn't matter anyway. And this is no good because you need the other bit, which I don't have. So, oh well. Never mind. I guess what I'll do is I'll dig up my gear that I buried here, and I will move on, I guess. It was worth a try. It was definitely worth a try. But I do feel a little bit gypped by that, I'd have to say. And I should probably get this done if I can, and get out of here. It's messing me around. Anyway, you don't need to see me mucking around with this. I'll dig up my stuff, and I will get out of here, and that'll be that, and I'll call you in again later. See you soon. Well, there you go. I've retired to a safe distance. The castle is just up there. We made a bit of noise, so someone's maybe going to go and have a look. We opened up a gate for someone, so I don't know, someone will go in and whatnot or thing. But yeah, that's a shame. But as I always say, I make the mistakes, so you don't have to. You can learn by my mistakes. Which is to say, it wasn't a mistake. It's a learning experience, right? And that is part of DayZ. It's like, why didn't that work? Well, apparently you can't use one plastic explosive to set off other plastic explosives. So, right, got it. Check. Let's put that on our shopping list of things that we are now aware of. The interesting thing is that one plastic explosive, which set off their grenades, didn't damage the door at all. It was still green. Now, I was right next to the door. They were right next to the door. So they have an area of effect blast. So I'm a bit stumped by that bit. I don't fully understand that. One plastic explosive, I think, is worth, like 2 or 3 maybe grenades or something, I guess. I know it's more powerful than a grenade, so I'm assuming it's at least 2, if not 3 grenades worth. So I'm a bit confused. That's the equivalent of 7 grenades. In theory, that should take out the lower half of a wooden wall. But it was still green. It wasn't even damaged. It wasn't even badly damaged. So that's a bit of a mystery in terms of the base cracking aspects of things. So that's something I'm going to have to bear in mind, and I'm going to quote unquote do a bit more research on. But how do you do research? And for those of you, before you go out and say, oh, you need to go and watch this video by so and so, the point of my channel and the point of my experiences is that I am trying to ask the question for console owners, really, who don't have a lot of access to the internet, perhaps, and please don't mention anything about phones, but basically saying, are all of the tools in-game here sufficient to guide you on what to do, right? Or so that you don't need to use third-party tools and third-party support to find out. I found out a couple of things during that little exercise. Is that if I just retire into this bush a little bit more, I got rid of them, so I can't show you. But when I had the detonator, you need a 2-part detonator. There's 2 parts, obviously. There's the trigger and the detonator. One of them that I had was just a detonator, so it wouldn't work because I didn't have a trigger. The other one was a trigger and detonator. You need the trigger and detonator to connect and arm the explosive. So you add the trigger to the explosive and you have the detonator, and it's the trigger cap that ignites the explosive, apparently, so the story goes. So that's one thing, but we did successfully find out that the explosive sets off grenades. So while an explosive does not set off other explosives, one explosive can be used to augment grenades, apparently, possibly, although we don't know why that wasn't damaged. So we learned some things about base raiding today on this episode. We did a little run down to Gieraltow. We picked up some stuff from the Christmas tree boxes that someone had thoughtfully left lying around. We came back, we did what we needed to do, we scoped it out. I had a look. It's quite an ingenious area, actually, because it would have been very hard to build a watchtower where they've actually built the stuff because the ground slopes away. You could only build it in the corner where I actually managed to gain access at the end of the day. And they had some things in there which might have made it difficult. So it's not the dumbest idea to do what they've done with putting the timber around it. They just didn't manage to get it close enough to the wall, which then allowed me to kind of stand up, sit down, stand up, wriggle and roll and various bits and pieces and squeeze my way through the gap. And I don't take that as glitching, because I didn't have to do anything fancy. I didn't log out. I didn't muck around. I don't have any mods. I didn't do anything funky. I just basically did a whole raft of sitting up and sitting down and squatting and wriggling and turning around and going backwards and forwards and everything, and I wriggled my way through because they left the gap sufficiently large enough for me to wriggle my way through. So I'm happy with that, and I don't find that's cheating at all. And if you disagree with me, that's fine, you can disagree, but I didn't do anything untoward in my opinion to get through that gap, and I'm sorry I didn't show you that. But I was scoping it out at the time, and I didn't think it was something that you were going to find of interest. So anyway, so there we are. We tried that. I said, you know, this was going to be a series about base building and base raiding, and we've tried base raiding, and that base raid failed. And this is how you learn. You learn because you try things and they don't work. And we tried that, and now we know that it doesn't work. So what do? Well, we go back to what we were doing. What we were doing. Well, my inventory is out of kilter now because I took everything off. But what we are doing, if I have a quick look at the map, is we were in Gieraltow, which is where we were watching the Christmas party, and we were going to head down the road. There's a military base here. Remember, we're still looking for bunker cards and grenades. Pick up more grenades, see if we can get more bunker cards, head down the road to this large industrial. There's a large military base down here as well, and there's probably someone built a base down there. Udzanika, have we been up there? I can't remember if we've been up there. We should probably go from Gieraltow. It wouldn't hurt to go to Konopki Medical and head across to Rodzanika, head across to this industrial, and then that takes us up into Nadebor. This quarry had a massive base in it on... Is it this server or another server? I think it was the other server. Plus quarries are good for explosives, so it wouldn't hurt to have a nose around the quarry. And then down to Svarog again. And after we get to Svarog, I want to talk about a little thought I had about maybe an opportunity that we have, if I stop zooming in and out, to do a little something down in that area, which I've been thinking about. So and that's a lot to do, bearing in mind that, as I have already said in my channel, I will remind here, I am launching my own server next year, and I plan to do a series on my server to showcase what it looks like, because it's a modded server, it's a console modded server, all legit, all done just on my bog standard little laptop, and tested on my PS5, and tested with testers and various other bits and pieces. And if you still want to be a tester, I've still got slots available, so feel free to read or watch my video on applying to become a tester on the server. But it is working pretty fine, and it's designed to be a little bit harder than your average official server, and a little bit more interesting. So I don't know at what point I'll probably call this to an end and jump onto my other server. See if I can run 2 DayZ series simultaneously, but it does get a bit confusing and it does get a bit tricky, but we'll see how we go. So enough blathering on from me. I don't think, well, I don't know if I'll get another one of these out before Christmas Day, so if I don't see you, have a very happy holiday with your friends and family. Do look out for one another. Do spare a thought for all of the people affected by the terrible things going on in the world at this time of year, and extend your hand to someone for a little bit of friendship. Merry Christmas.
PlayStation